Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque, then in the same church, in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul. And we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. Carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 312th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. Here on Tuesday, February 6, 2024. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and we are here with members of the Universal Council to be present and present today's 312th workshop. And let's get that presentation ready here, and let us begin.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Suswagatam in India, we say when we welcome. Beautiful souls, of course. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. Welcome, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful energy of knowledge seekers, universal, in love. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of all that is love, and welcome to the beautiful energy of the oneness of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So peace is the motto, the key, everything. And of course, fell in love, I will say, always love essence you, elevates your soul to be in this dimension of peace. Always, forever. It elevates all of us. So love is the most essential ingredient, I will say. But then, you know, always fell in love. This is the way life should be, living should be, not the way we were in, we are. So thank you so much for listening. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you. And yes.
Thank you, Shweta. Hello to everyone. Here is Andreas. I will make today the introduction again, and it's again a chapter, a little part of the chapter of the Universal Council mandate, which you can find on the Keshe Foundation website, and then under About and Universal Council and Universal Council mandate. It's an excerpt from the 73rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race from April 2, 2019, where Mr. Keshe spoke. And it's the beginning, the introduction of the overall structure of the Universal Council chapter. Our message is very simple. The man himself is part of the Creator, and this is the eventual understanding of the teachings. When you are part of total, you are the total. You carry all the essence of it. It's you who decide to what limit you want the essence to manifest itself. When you stand and look at totality, you have to be impartial to every aspect, be it the way you have been brought up, the way you were educated, because by being impartial, just look at everything else. You don't need to defend position. And not defending a position, you don't spend energy, but you add to the energy because from what you learn. Knowledge, if you ever understood, is sharing part of the soul of the man who gave you the knowledge. This is what man has not understood in most of the work of this culture. When you read something from Einstein, when you read something from Edison, when you read something from Tesla, when you read something from Da Vinci, when you read it, it's just a reading. But when you understand the reading, you will receive part of the soul of the man. That's how you elevated yourself. Reading and knowledge and understanding it doesn't matter what it is. It's receiving from the soul of the man because he had so much to give. Now you receive it, and then if you can use it, you have elevated yourself to this level, to his level. And a lot of people don't understand this. Enlightenment is part of the field of the universe. It's you who decide how, at what level you get enlightened. And then this is the process of the progress of the maturity of the soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas, for the reading. It was beautiful, like always. Today, we'll read an extract from the teaching 523. I take here. 1 second. So when we start a system like last week, that will recognize the whole structure of the space technology and transmutation. I prayed for it. Has it got a soul? But I pray for that it receives the right fields, that it creates the right plasma, that it can serve the man the way that he will advance in technology. In understanding its own creation, we are responsible for it. As we have seen in the last tests of past 3 months, in the laboratories of the Keshe Foundation, when we create that life, when we create that plasma, when we create collection of the fields, it's permanent. We switch off the motors. We switch it off the fields. We took everything out, but the systems, because the life was created by it, it's still there. We see its interaction with other systems, which confirms existence. So in the knowledge of the man, today we are at the stage that we can create souls. We can create systems which they decide by themselves how much they give, how much they take, without the dimensions of physicality. We have data. We observe their existence through the fields of interaction. And this is where we have to realize we have reached a point in the knowledge of the man that we have to understand the operation of the fields of the universe. What we attract when we make these systems, are we taking energy from another being? Have we created a monster of the technology, which up to now man was getting an apple, an animal, but this system doesn't take energy from another life. And then we mature into understanding of the next dimension and position. At this moment of time, when we switch off our systems, when we go on the standstill, we see the creation of life, the soul, the creation of dimension of energy fields, which now we have to understand how to interact with as a field, not as a system. In a way, our system is what you call, we create the womb, and the energy of the systems and the universe and whatever creates the soul inside it, the life. And now, when we switch our systems off, it's like giving birth to a soul, giving a birth what we call energy pack, a plasma, a soul. And now we have to understand how to interact with this will be one of the biggest challenges of the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers in laboratories. To understand it is there. I have to deal with it. I have to see how it reacts. I have to understand what makes it happy. And this is the situation now in the Keshe. We have set up observation posts, as I call it, in systems and electrodes and everything else to watch its behavior, to see how it interacts, because it's important for knowledge seekers to carry this knowledge. You come across a plasma, has no dimension.
Hello, Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Shweta.
Okay. Well, our knowledge seekers, when our experts put their hands in the plasma, they feel it. Hair rises, they feel the emotion of the field. So it's a reality. It's not just something, it's not there. And then we have to understand how we touch it, how we give it, how we take from it. And this is what I call the sandbox for you to test. When we create these dimensions, that is that this is a new knowledge, this is a new technology, this is what man will face in the space. We are bringing a mankind to the point to be in a position to deal with the reality of space, and just getting on a spaceship or aircraft or transmutation. And it was said that at the time in Sharif, Tehran University. What's next? How we have created the soul? We have how we created the soul. We have created that environment of the fields in the system. What's next? How do we interact with it? How do we, in a way, live with it? And we use it as a station to feed us, as an intermediary between us and the space and the dimension of existence. That is that it becomes a supermarket. A supermarket has access to all the energies of the universe, and in a way has created it up to be alive, to exist in the dimension of man, in the time of man, which means we tap into it. How do we need? What do we need? I need the energy of what you call vitamin C. This is a field dimension. And emotion of me in my brain, in what we call the emotion of desire, can trigger for that system to feed me. Now you understand? When we say the new system will feed mankind without killing, what it is? We have entered into that stage today, and in the past few days, we have put fish to live in this environment, to see how it reacts. Does it need any food from us? We have seen the change of the behavior. We have seen the change in the emotion in the past 48 hours. A fish which usually floats or swim straight line, now swim like a submarine up and down. Doesn't need it to swim straight line. I can lift, which is unusual for the creatures living like this. That is what we see. So if the fish in the environment of the plasma is taking energy from it and changes its behavior, because I doesn't need to do that. To swim, to attain attitude or position, he can do it most probably by his thoughts, to go up and down, because he wants to go. Even the fish has to learn new way of living. Then it it comes to us. Then it comes to us. Then it comes to us how we break the barrier, how we bring this new knowledge to mankind. It's not anymore playing with the soul. It's understanding that now we have we have through we have through a technology which is developed access to the universal energy, which we have created the position and the place for it. We know where it is, how it interacts. Would it change the cancer? Would it change the emotion of the fibromyalgia? Would it change the emotion of the abuse once you come in touch with it? Because it satisfies the emotion of its being. It's a living being. Most of you who come into the second system of the monthly session, for the first time you touch this, you have no choice. You volunteered. You came into the field, the energies. You came into feel the energies, the fields of the universe. We put you in that position. The emotion, the feeling you had up to now with the physical system will change. Thank you. Thank you so much.
How much it will affect you, how much you will take from it, how much you will learn to live with it, is the decision of you, as an emotion of you, decision of your soul, the physicality, and decision of your soul. The way you make a decision to commit a crime, to kill someone, the way you decide that that someone can be a lamp, it can be a camel, it can be an individual, a plant or a tree. Now you have to understand how your emotion interacts with the field. You have to learn. You have to understand. It'll take you to places you've never been before. The dreams will change. The understanding will change. Because up to now, you were in that low matter state. Now you move up. And then don't think I've gone crazy. Understand that you have to understand more. You have a different understanding of creation. This brings me back to a memory, a guy called Hot Chocolate. If you go back in the memory of what I call musics, and I spoke about him before, he was the first black guy who became famous in 1970s. He wrote his life story, very simple. He came from Caribbeans, hardworking mother, living in a house 2 up to town, and in an area which was for the blacks. He wanted to become a plumber, an electrician, maybe a cook. The mother rented the extra room in the house where he lived and brought him to his room. And now the extra room paid for him to go to a private education. Now going to a private education, coming across a higher knowledge. He wanted to become a doctor and a scientist. The man was the same, giving different environment, expectation, understanding and comprehension of the what I call environment brought him to another dimension. This is what's going to happen to a lot of you in the coming months. Up to now, you're used to the physical dimension. You came into the reactors, you felt, you went somewhere. From this month on, those of you who become part of this, you will experience new emotions, new understanding, which to a lot of others will be, you've gone crazy. But they don't understand that now, because of the development in technology, you have access to bigger knowledge. The only thing, many of you, I know knowledge seekers, your families has told you are crazy. Put you in the mental institute. How many of the knowledge seekers were put in the mental institute for weeks and months, and they find out there's nothing wrong with the guy? The guy talks about science, and let him go. We have at least 10 or 20 knowledge seekers like this, as we know. Now, when they tell us this, says you put a headphone on and you join. And if you would dream the same as I dream, if you live the same I live, now you understand you are crazy, not me. You don't understand the new knowledge. You have to experiment the knowledge. Without going through it, it's what I saw sitting by the fence and trying to wrestle with a bear, because this bear is big, has potential of changing you, because you understand you can handle it. You can fight the bear, which is the energy of the universe. Now you understand where and how the new technology will bring you. We are not talking that we put a stick on the ground and the rivers opens and millions cross through it. That's a good dream. Now it's you and the ocean is the universe. How do you navigate and how many people you can take with you to see what you see? Then you can talk. Otherwise, the lonely place of the souls of the universe is a lonely place. It's when you share the emotion, then you have to learn all this to come. Thank you.
We have made a structure. We have made the tools. We have made the systems for you to go through that transition. And this transition is for you to understand. Up to now, you shook hands with a man. You saw the man. In the space, you come across energy fields. You come across vast amount of energy fields that your eyes cannot see even the dimension. They are gentle. It doesn't matter how small you are, they interact with you. Or your dimension of the field energy will be a giant to another, one in front of you. Your behavior has to be the same. Just be a tool. Just to be, I talk, I take what I need. I give what you need from me. And this exercise, this understanding of fields without dimensions has started in the structure of the experimental section of the Keshe Foundation. And many of you who join us on the third week of this month will go through this. You have the freedom, is your right. You have chosen to become the passengers of the universe. You came in to be ready for transmutation. You were expecting to get my body somewhere. See how you use the energy within you, which you call it a soul. We call it the central energy to another position and time. The way you decide. I go from London to New York, and the physicality follows. Because the soul of the physicality made a decision, and now the physicality, and I did myself. I went to New York. Why? How? What has the notion of it? Where did it come from? Now you have to learn how to handle energy fields. This is why we taught you about the soul. Your physicality cannot even touch them. They don't exist. You put your hand in and disappear with you. I laugh when our knowledge seekers who work in the lab says, when I put my hand in, my hair arises. Of course, because you're touching another being. When you touch your lover, doesn't your hair rises? Doesn't give you the feeling of the joy? Now you have to understand the knowledge of the man has come to the position and the time and level that we can touch energy packs which you created it. Am I touching the soul of my own creation? I have a child. I hold it. I kiss it. Now I have created a child. I feel it. I know of its existence. Just because the mother gave birth to it and separated from the machine which created it. It doesn't mean it's dead. It's there. It exists. We watch it. We have created tens of monitoring systems to watch every behavior of it. How does it behave inside itself? How creates fields flowing inside it? How it creates currents of fields that it feeds it to control, to stay, to emotion. And we put tools to measure how it interacts with another systems, another soul. How it interacts with the soul of the other, are in touch with it. The extent of the systems and the technology we have put together in the Keshe Foundation is so extensive that we can even measure the emotion of single one of you who come into the system in respect to the soul, in the central energy we created. It's for you to understand this. Thank you.
Mark, are you available?
Yes, sorry, I didn't have my mic open. One of the knowledge seekers says, as long as Mr. Keshe speaks about the soul, I'm not interested. It means you confirm you're dead. You don't even understand your creation. It means I'm so ignorant and I want to stay ignorant. It's your privilege. We don't carry all the scientists with us. The peasants of the knowledge of the universe still can reach that level. But when they become educated in the dimension of the soul, Those of you who move from now on in the structure of the teaching, you will understand the game of the technology of the transmutation now has changed. Many of you became satellite souls, will come to understand. You feel it. They're going through me. They need my energy. And then you say, quote, I want it. Now I know why my soul chose me as a satellite, unquote. We bring you into these systems. We make you to understand. We make you to see it. We let you to decide. Just because the fields are there does not mean you have access to it. No desire. A desire is a stealing. Desire to give and then don't give. Because if I give, I receive. I give because I have and I can. Many of you who have your friends and family who've been pressurizing you with Keshe Foundation and the rest, in the next 2 or 3 months, when you go through the sessions, give them the headphone. You say, quote, you tell me if I'm crazy or all we have achieved to a new level of understanding, unquote. Because they will interact, wanting it or not, with the dimension of the fields of the creation. In a way, we have created the first satellites, connection between the man's energy level and the universal energy levels. With man to understand what he is dealing with, he has dimension, and so he has an interaction field. It has resistance. In a way, I don't want to give to you. I don't want to interact with you. And at the same time, it opens doors that you can take what I like to give and what you need from me, that it gives you the extension of existence of your soul in respect of your physicality. If we have managed to change the dimension of the physicality of a fish in less than 24 hours in the environment of the system, it means man's will not run away from it. You'll transmute. You will go with the system. You go with what you need in the dimension of position and the dimension of physicality. I use the dimension of the system to transmute myself somewhere else. And I use the dimension of the system as a soul of the physicality to manifest myself at a time, place, and position. In a way, you're in both positions, both places, in the energy conformation, and maybe both in a physical dimension, if you wish so. Then it comes a position, do I need mobile phones? Do I need communication systems of today where I can be present at both places at the same time to talk, to carry the emotion, to convert it to understanding that I don't need to talk? The emotion is understood. Today, when we sit and teach about the transmutation, now you understand where I have brought you to energy packs, to dimensions of the fields that many of you in the 3rd week of February have to. You will come to. You will have new dimension of thinking, emotion that you didn't even know. My body shook this way. I felt something. I have emotion of something. I don't understand. You have to, in a way, develop these emotions. And then you see how so simply I have made you passengers of the universe. When you go through the dimension of transmutation, through expansion, through interaction of your soul with a bigger entity, up to now you had the cars and you created the jumbo jets and the A380 and the rest of it. And you got yourself somewhere else. Now your rocket technology to take you to the moon is in that plasma, which is created, which will be like a satellite on every corner of this planet. Those of you who became to become satellites, you will understand this very soon. Sometimes when you create the combination of fields, you even feel who passed. Somebody just went somewhere else. They use the energy field of it. I have to give more to them. Then you understand what we talked about. Creation of the soul in the body of the man. Now we have made a system that is there. You cannot deny its existence because you can feel its emotions. You can touch its presence. You can measure how fields and currents evolve inside it, and you can measure how the fields inside and outside have no connection. So it's an entity. If you put a probe inside the system and one outside, distance away, you see there is no interaction, which means there is no production of the voltage chart changes, current changes, which means it's an entity on its own. We created this and we left it there before Christmas, after Christmas. No more, no systems, nothing. Just a space where it was created and it was still interacting, changing weight of the system, increasing some, going up, coming down, having interaction with other fields. Thank you.
Here are the beautiful wishes, my dear beautiful souls. Welcome, is it? My dear.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of each being as love in the only path to peace. Our wish is our command. Thank you. We are present.
There is a 1 minute of silence in each wishes. So the silence starts. Thank you so much, my dear beautiful souls. Now we can go to the next wish.
We, the Universal Council, wish for all souls to remember the oneness with our Creator. Our wish is our command.
We are present. A 1 minute of silence. Thank you. Thank you so much. We can go to the next wish. Welcome, Mars, my dear.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to the world governments everything they need to create the conditions for peace, through Keshe technology.
We are present. Thank you. A 1 minute of silence. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next. Thank you. As we are doing the wishes, so beautiful. And as we are all connected, here comes the soul connection. As we are always connected, knowingly, unknowingly, we were always connected and will be. So here is the soul connection, my dear beautiful souls. And I will say that whenever you are, wherever you are, you have this ability to connect and understand that we are not separate. We are all a being together, never separated, universal. And we can share in this way, we can share the most important thing, love to each other, in a way that has never been shared before. So it is our ability to elevate all souls that is in existence. This is an experience of all of us, me, you, and all that is. So I will say, please, if you, wherever you are, connect with your soul, trust the soul of man, trust the soul of physicality, merge both into this oneness and create this love by elevating all souls that is in existence so that all will be in peace forever. So will be 3 minutes of silence, my dear beautiful souls. Go deep, deep inside you, feel the love. That is what it takes. Share. So the silence start from now. Thank you so much.
Can I ask maybe we connect the souls together towards the goal of the peace for humanity? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Mehran. Thank you. Thank you so, so much, beautiful souls, for being present. Thank you. Be in love always. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Right? Now we can go to
Hello, dear souls, in, on, and beyond our beautiful planet Earth. It's me again, Jacko, Universal Council member and representative of the Dutch language. We welcome you all. I want to ask you to please open your souls to guide and support you. And as soon as you feel, start sharing and spreading your knowledge too. No one is better, no one is higher nor lower. We are all equal, students and teachers. It's the exchange that makes us wise. Now, this is my thoughts and what I've learned from the teachings in the Knowledge Seekers workshops, Mr. Keshe. Last Friday, I was traveling with my soul while asleep. I entered a place where I felt this must be the supermarket of the soul. You asked me, how did you know? Well, I felt that it was so. You have to know, I know nothing. Or let's say almost nothing. If I think about what is waiting for us as souls, as a knowledge, the more we learn, the more we understand that there's so much more behind it. To me, this is the reason why I want to learn more, to be able to share more with those who are open to it. Entering the supermarket of the soul came to my mind how we should be humble and not be selfish. I also remembered Mr. Keshe said, try whatever is possible to learn, to teach the others. Normally in the Universal Council, we always work and wish on totality, non-political, and to the benefit of all. Now that we learn how to tap into this supermarket of the soul, we will share and explain so that all souls can go there too. Understand that there are no limits to the fields. They're available in the universe and unicos. I humbly asked for a better blood circulation in my legs, a better function of my kidneys, and the circulation around my heart. Immediately I felt my hair stand up, and remember, I was still in the dream state. This emotion confirmed me it's okay. The plasmas that we have, like our soul, or which we create by interacting with each other, with other fields or other rays. It's like a child at school. You don't play with everyone. You play with those who have the same interests, feelings, and the same field strength as you have. It is like with the magnets pushing and pulling to that new position where finally the balance is found. Prepare yourself by following the right behavior until you live and become that right behavior. Don't listen to what others say. It's not their way you are walking. It's all about your intention that will bring the change to you. And by that, it will find its way to the others too. Mr. Keshe said, till we do, we decide to end, to kill, to destroy. And when we decide to use the rays, the fields, which has no dimension of life, but we still have to respect and honor it. As I said before, when we started a system last week, it will revolutionize the whole structure of the space, technology, and transmutation. I pray for it. It's got a soul. But I pray for that it receives the right fields, that it creates the right plasma, that it can serve the man the way that he will advance in technology, in understanding its own creation. We are responsible for it. And now it's me again. Use your responsibility right, my dear ones. As soon as we understand this supermarket, it will make us grateful and independent of any killing. It's not a one-way consumption in this supermarket. Deliver the best of you. Share the most purest love you can to the supermarket of the soul. Make it available for the others to multiplicate, to divide, to mix those fields, to create new plasmas, to serve, to take and spread it further. Make it available for more to use and progress. That's where the peace on earth starts to manifest. Let's do it together in the unconditional love of our Creator. Love to all of you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's Mehran. Last night in meeting, I told people that I have the teaching of Mr. Keshe about how the UC should formulate the wishes. Like we start by saying, we give from our souls, because it's act of giving towards something, to something, for something. And that's how we should do it. I always, I think I almost know it by heart because I read it many times. I always respect it. But it seems like for the newcomers, it has been lost and we forget the formula. And I said last night, I sincerely believe the effectiveness of our wishes. I've seen 3-4 cases. We put the wishes and it was solved. So I really take it very seriously. But I have found instead something about UC that Mr. Keshe has said. In 405 Keshe Knowledge Seeker, and it's hour to 48 minutes, 48:22 seconds. So Mr. Keshe says, I would like to make a request from the Universal Council. We know that the Universal Council is arranging to meet for the first time as a full council. Somewhere in the future, they have to announce it. Please, when you do so, make sure you give enough time to those who want to be the council to add to your work for the time and the place. And secondly, please make sure that all organizations is in your hand and not at the people logistically and what we call lean center. Those of you in the Universal Council who are planning to such a meeting for the first time ever, UC members will meet. Try to understand you bring a new soul in the dimension you have chosen. In the dimension you meet at the appropriate time, the time and place. You have chosen the time, and it's perfect for what is to come. But you have to understand that you meet as the heads of humanity and come to the what you call your meeting in the emotion and with the understanding that is there for your meeting to bring the change in, and who show the soul of Mitra will be with you as your decision will bring changes for the humanity. I hope the mankind will come to understand this. I have another request from the Universal Council. As I don't attend your meetings, which is yours, bring to your work the success, the rapid success of Vienna talks between 5+1, as that will bring a new dimension to the whole humanity. And in so many ways, mankind is ready for a change. But mankind has to make that move to bring the change. And that move is to be done in Vienna the way you wished for peace and achieved it. We would like to have your wishes for the end of conflict across this planet, which the 5+1 would bring it into new dimensions. We have made a request to make it 5+2. The 2 is not just the condition of the end of physical atrocities of one who won the others, who is in Palestinian Israelis. But the 2 is the symbolic of everything else that man in a position of power and knowledge has done. In so many ways, these are 2 because the children have been abused. The 5+1 has to address it as to world leaders. The support, as I explained to many why it is, and the support of Universal Council to be present in it, to receive the soul of the elevation of the position, to change sanctions of one nation to another. And so I changed some of the things which is not related. And this is the job of the Universal Council, to enlighten, to elevate the soul of negotiators with it, become mature to understand. And then we cannot reach peace if we don't find out that we have to forgive and forget for those who created animosity and atrocities, and then to feed it. So my wish, my request from Universal Council is to elevate the members of the negotiator team on all sides, but they put away their advance and be there to create the new condition. What it was at the time of 5+2, which we had success, but now each one of us, which are volunteers with our soul, as a member, as a representative, as somebody who he wants to serve his language or her language with our emotion, with our education, with what we are created from physically. So that's not something just a name of. We're here, and with our collective wish, we can change the future for humanity. If Mr. Keshe says we are something which, when we are in a meeting, all of us with sincerity, there is a soul of Mitra which is created there. It means we are all helped by something else other than us, with all our ups and downs or whatever people normally have in their lives. And what I really humbly ask from the universal supporters and universal members to think about that we are all future messengers, and think about that we are here to serve our communities. We are the ones who can bring their voice. We are the ones who can collectively do something for us. And I thank everybody who is helping in this adventure, all of us, each one as they can. And I know everybody does more or less sacrifices, and we will win because we are supposed to win. And I wish we will win more rapidly. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Mehrnaz. So beautifully you said. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes. I welcome you, Mark. Welcome, Mark, my dear. Thank you.
Yes. Third plasma. Oh, go ahead.
It's my part.
Okay.
I was wondering.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Here's Andreas again. It's about the third Plasma Space Traveler seminar. And yesterday, a lot of you saw maybe the message of the Keshe Foundation that it got possible for language groups to send 3 knowledge seekers to Sanya, and they don't have to pay the fee for the seminar. And when I saw this message, I thought, oh my God, it's in 5 weeks already, and or 5-6 weeks, and we have to do instantly something in the German community. And so I made a video which explains at first what is it about, and then I made a explanation for the German-speaking community how we make a donation campaign, and this is the video of it. And it's about maybe you can use it also to use it in your language community. It's important to reach a lot of people. For us in the German community is the YouTube channel important. That's why I made the video. But it can also be shared in the Telegram chats or wherever. And also this then we promote in our workshops in the German community. And yeah, let's have a look on it. And here in the video I speak in German and I will read it in English here. And afterwards, if you have any questions to it, please feel free to ask. Third Plasma Space Traveler Seminar from March 16th to March 21st, 2024. The third Plasma Space Traveler Seminar of the Keshe Foundation will take place in Sanya, Hanoi, China. Knowledge seekers from all over the world will meet with Mr. Keshe and the Keshe Foundation to experience, understand, learn, and then share the new dimensions of science and technology with the rest of humanity. In the Keshe Foundation store at keshe.foundation store Third Plasma Space Traveler Seminar, you can book your entry ticket at the price of 1,500 euros plus taxes. But to make it easier for all, but to make it even easier financially for all knowledge seekers and language groups to participate in the seminar, the Keshe Foundation will waive the entrance fee for up to 3 knowledge seekers from each language group. On the other hand, each language group has the opportunity to organize the financial means for a shared room for 375 euros and a flight for those knowledge seekers who would otherwise not be able to afford it themselves. Depending on which part of the world they come from and how they travel, the total costs amount to around 1,875 euros. All knowledge seekers of all language groups of the Keshe Foundation are encouraged to join forces to achieve this great goal together, to experience the beginning of the new dimension of science and technology and the beginning of change. So also the German-speaking community. How do we implement this? We decided yesterday that we would use the path we have already taken in 2022, and we could enable some knowledge seekers to participate in the flight and transmutation sessions in Linz with a donation campaign. First, for those knowledge seekers from the German-speaking community who would like to attend in Sanya. If you would like to be part of the seminar in Sanya on March 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, but cannot afford it or need financial support, you can contact Mario Kienapel or me, Andreas Fugger, on Telegram or also in the workshops. You will then be added to a list. Remember that this donation campaign is only for knowledge seekers who really can't afford it, and it's not meant to be a way to save money. The last day to register is February the 15th. Depending on how many knowledge seekers apply, what the individual travel costs and possibilities are, and how much donated budget is available, we will talk it out among ourselves or raffle off in the German-speaking knowledge seekers workshop on February the 15th, starting at 7:30 p.m. Who will fly to Sanya? We will see how it develops in the course of this process. What is certain is that we want to make the most of the donated budget. Secondly, donations. Everyone is more than welcome and invited to help with the donations to make it possible for other knowledge seekers from the German-speaking community to join in Sanya. With our donations, we are not only helping to accelerate our development as a German-speaking community, but we are also helping to accelerate the development of the Keshe Foundation and the humanity as a whole. We should also help other financially disadvantaged language groups to be able to send their knowledge seekers to Sanya. €10 is not much for us in the German-speaking countries, and in other countries it is a lot. Let's also reserve 10% of our donations for other language communities in case it can help them to send one of their knowledge seekers to Sanya. Time is short. We have until February 15th, and if you can donate, no matter how much, please do it as soon as possible. Here on the screen you can see my PayPal account and my IBAN, depending on how you would like to donate. In the 362nd German-speaking knowledge seekers workshop on Thursday, February 8th at 7:30, as well in the German summary of the 542nd knowledge seekers workshop on Friday, February 9th at 9. There may be updates on this donation campaign, and if anyone still has questions about it, please feel free to ask them there. Thank you very much. My English translation of myself was a little bit difficult. I hope you could understand what is it about, and if not, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask.
I think that was perfect. Thank you, Andreas.
Just to mention that if you're in Europe, at least it takes 16, 18 hours or more to go to China. And it starts Tuesday 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 4 days. And
Don't
so
forget the
think
jet lag.
about yes, you have to go the day before to arrive the day after or something like that. Just be careful of time duration of the trip. And good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, and the hotel room, the shared room, is available from the 15th to the 20th, where you have then to go. Yeah, thank you.
A little bit to add, Lissy wrote in the UC chat that you can also donate directly to the Keshe Foundation, and with the explanation that it's to help the community to travel to Sanya. So if you remark that on your donation, then it will be used to give it to those knowledge seekers, 1 up to 3 per language. So that is also a possibility for those who are not in the German group. And maybe in the other countries there will also be people who organize, because it's really important. I think this seminar, the souls who have to be there, they will come, and we can all together make it possible. And I think if we all give a little bit, then we can make it for those who want and can travel. Yes, Lizzie, the good thing is if we do it through the foundation, then it's also possible for communities who have too less people who can contribute. So then everything comes together, and I think it's very positive. Thank you.
Just to tell Andreas and others, and myself also, that there are trips in life I have experienced a few times in my life. There are some of things that I want or I don't want, or even though I may not think about it, it's like somebody takes my neck and pulls me where I'm supposed to be. And I think this is one of those, that it's the soul who takes you there, whoever it is. Even though you have not planned, when you have to be there, it's the soul, either a soul of yourself, the collection of souls, takes you there. It's like you resist and it's taking you. And like I didn't want to go to London or Manchester. I didn't even plan it. I thought it's over my head and not now or whatever. So 3 days before the Manchester, I called for something to buy from a store. And I heard that the thing I want has problem to pay. And they said there is something like that in Manchester. It has to be done. And I said, I take it if it's good for me. And then I had to do a lot of sacrifice to get the money. There was a banking problem, and somehow we could manage it. And then I found myself at 4 o'clock in Manchester, 2 o'clock. I say to Mr. Keshe, my reservation hasn't taken place. And they said, we found your place. And unfortunately, it happened. And then at 10, I was in the first course. So I tell you, my conscience has nothing to do with it. It was just, I was taken there. So I hope I make myself understood.
That's what we call soul positioning. Thank you very much, Menes.
You're welcome.
One thing I would like to add here is I would love to see knowledge seekers from the African community, one of the African communities, and one or more African communities, as well as Brazilian and perhaps other South American countries. This is this would be a nice addition to our meeting, and this is my wish. So I'm stating it here. Hopefully, some of the knowledge seekers would respond to this request, and it will become a wonderful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Moshfegh.
Thank you, my dear. We are present in your wish. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here are the question and answers to the Universal Council presented by Claudia, and the knowledge seeker is UC Norwegian, Mary Calve. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Claudia.
Question: Hello, thank you for all your support. I would like to know if the aging of our cells and people with senile dementia transmutation could be impaired, since the brain would be the cofactor in transmutation. Thank you.
Então, a primeira pergunta é: olá, obrigada por todo o apoio de vocês. Gostaria de saber se, com o envelhecimento de nossas células e pessoas com demência senil, a transmutação poderia ser prejudicada, uma vez que o cérebro seria o cofator na transmutação. Obrigado.
And the first answer, cells renew every 7 to 15 years. Our soul can take over anytime you allow him. As soon as we understand what transmutation means, we start to understand the balancing in our body, and by that we feed our body while traveling, and the disbalances we call illnesses will not appear anymore. If we take the cause, the hospitals will be empty.
Então, a primeira resposta é: as células se renovam a cada 7 a 15 anos. Nossa alma pode assumir a qualquer momento, assumir qualquer momento que permitimos. Oh, wait a minute. Take over. Pode assumir a qualquer momento que permitimos. Assim que compreendemos o significado da transmutação, começamos a entender o equilíbrio em nosso corpo, e com isso alimentamos nosso corpo enquanto viajamos. E os desequilíbrios que chamamos de doenças não aparecerão mais. Se pegarmos as causas, os hospitais ficarão vazios.
And there is another answer. In my understanding, the soul is not depending on the physicality to do the transmutation. The soul does not age, only the physicality. If the soul wants to transmute, it will do so.
Então, outra resposta é: na minha compreensão, a alma não depende da fisicalidade para realizar a transmutação. A alma não envelhece, apenas a fisicalidade. Se a alma quiser transmutar, ela o fará.
And there is another answer. The soul is the factor of transmutation that goes beyond the physical boundaries of the brain.
Então, outra resposta é: a alma é o fator da transmutação que ultrapassa os limites físicos do cérebro.
And there is another answer. Transmutation does not harm us. We do it daily while we sleep. We are preparing to do it during our day and consciously. Transmutation is at an energetic, plasmatic level. The brain contains the soul. The soul is the fundamental part in transmutation.
Então, outra resposta é: a transmutação não nos prejudica. Fazemos isso diariamente enquanto dormimos. Estamos nos preparando para fazê-la também durante o dia e conscientemente. A transmutação está em um nível energético, plasmático. O cérebro contém a alma. A alma é a parte fundamental na transmutação.
I think your sound disappeared a little bit on the end.
Okay, I think that's the end of that clip.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Claudia, my dear. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. My dear Rick, we can skip this today, as we can have to wrap up because there's a beautiful story. I will share it, in an enhanced, loving way in the next One Planet, One Race, as we have to bring the wishes of the community too. And I will tell the story how a lotion of love I wanted to make, and how it worked in a way that I experienced the all love at the very moment. Thank you, my Derek. We can skip that. Here we are again, this beauty and totality. Bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race, world peace. Thank you. And you are most welcome to join, to be, to share the love you have hold for you all. Thank you. Thank you, knowledge seekers. Thank you, beautiful souls. Well,
This is Mosfek, and maybe I will talk a little bit
oh,
in case people have forgotten who I am. I'm Mosfek.
hello.
Universal Council support member for the Bengali community. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about peace. Peace from the perspective of a creator. As we know, our soul is a manifestation of the creator's soul. We too have the ability to create. With our physical manifestation, our soul's physical manifestation on this planet, we are engaged in various creative activities. And this is very much part of our inherent ability. To what extent we create depends on how much we can bring forth the soul's ability to create. Over the years, things have happened on this planet. There has been attempts to engage us in various conflicting activities. War is a good example of it. There are many others. I'm not talking about just war between nations or groups based on geographic location. The reasons for conflict has been many. It has even penetrated our homes. There's conflicts between spouses. The result, the children are affected. Our next generation has gotten used to it, and they too perpetuate this war. When there is war at home, there's a good chance that there will be war at a bigger scale. Now, this is also within us, since we do not recognize the presence of our soul of physicality, instead of in a loving cooperation with the soul, often opposed to it, in conflict with it. But as we are not well aware of our soul's capacity, the soul silently watches. Lovingly, I would say. So this situation of conflict or war has been propagated over the centuries by many. Mr. Keshe has started talking about this a lot more in the last few knowledge seekers workshops. We have heard about some of the religious leaders on our planet who have been involved actively in this effort. And it's, you know, this is something that's not new to me. As you may know, from my name, I come from an Islamic background. You know, the word Islam means peace. Salam, peace be upon you. It's related in that sense. But, you know, when I was young, didn't understand as much, but I always thought that is odd that Islam, to a large extent, has been pushed through war. And there are cases, you know, where this did not happen. And Bangladesh, where I am from, is one of those exceptions. But to a large extent, war has been the means of the expansion of Islam to a large extent. I am not familiar with some of the other histories, but a large part, many of the nations have turned Muslim. We have heard the Iranian example as well, and through war. And as we know, war does not mean just conflict, you know, and then after the conflict we shake hands and go away. No, not like football match. It's, you know, people, men usually die. And what happens as a result of it? The women associated with those families, they suffer. The wives, the daughters, the children, which includes boys as well. And you know, they become slaves. And that trade, that slavery persists to these days. Yeah, we can point finger at many people, but as creators, we make that to a different reality where there is no slave trade. There is no abuse of our wives, mothers, daughters, sons. They're not for there to be traded. The transactional mentality, even within our thinking, the physical thinking, we think in terms of transaction. It's not just what you call outside. The transactional mentality exists within families as well. So the war has brought a number of such things. We are creators. We do things because of love. So let's remove this transactional conflict mentality. Replace it with love and love for creation. It is what we are here for. Several times we talked about having peace. I would add to that Let's create peace. Let the love for peace manifest within us, in our family, in our community, on the whole planet. So we have seen armies fighting with each other, killing each other, and creating all sorts of abuse, as we have been talking about. And Mr. Keshe also went quite a bit into it. One of the striking things that happened and that I was I became aware of is that what Mr. Keshe said about Jesus. He too had an army. But his army, well, he interacted with a lot of women very closely. A large part of the transmission of the knowledge happened through these women. It's quite interesting. So he had an army of women to transmit knowledge. Interestingly, not through war, but through love. We have, in most of the religions, this physical love that we are insinuating here has been demeaned. A lot of boundaries have been put. Perhaps we can learn from our fellow creators, whom we call animal. They're much more open about their love, unlike so-called civilized, warmongering human beings. So these animals that we called uncivilized may have few lessons for us. Yes, they have their aggressive instincts. But there is still a lesson. Are we hiding many things behind these clothes that we wear? Something to think about. And interestingly, this aspect of Jesus' making love has been erased from our understanding, our knowing. I'm not saying we do exactly what has been attempted before, but we love to create the peace. That is our goal. So instead of making war, let's make love. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Moshli. So beautifully you say. Instead of creating conflict, create love, as we are the image of it. Adding to you beautifully what you said, always you say that crossing the bridge also sometimes, the hand of love is with me, but I try to go back, turning back. And then the soul says to me, what are you hiding? Don't hide anymore. Take this and what you experience, everything is learning. So then I step forward and like a bed in love, As Moshfik said, don't hide, because holding on these things makes you more, more in this dense state of feel, what we have experienced mostly. But there are moments of love. Enhance that. Cross the bridge. Words together. Make love always. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll always welcome any beautiful soul wants to say or share it. Welcome, my dears.
Yes, we have a hand up with Salamia here, and also Dean, I think, wants to say something.
Thank you, Rick. Do you want me to go first, Rick, or would you like Salamia to go first?
It's up to you guys. You sort it out. I saw Salamia first, that's all.
Yeah, let Salamia go, then I can say something afterwards. Thanks, Rick.
Hello, Salamia. Can you open your microphone?
I think she has it open.
Well, it shows open, but it may not be connected at her end. We don't hear a voice.
Rick, okay. I'll go if it's okay.
Salamia may have to reconnect with Zoom to get your microphone to hook up there. Okay, go ahead, Dean.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, MOSFET, for those beautiful words and sentiments that mean so much to humanity in these moments. We're all going through this this particular cycle of the soul aspects of many things. Some souls have just joined me. Sorry, just hang on a second. Hello. Can I just say, Can I just say that I was communicating with my soul recently, and there was some thoughts that came to me in this moment that we have prophets. We've had prophets of the past that have preached and give us many beautiful understandings, various different ones that have been present on the planet. And they've all been, but for a few people that were present in that exact moment in physicality, you could never ask them a question. So it's always a handed down interaction. Whereas right now, in this very moment, it suddenly became apparent to me that we actually have something that's come from the creation, from the creator, present in the moment, that knowledge seekers, new and old, can actually ask questions to in the physical form and actually receive a real answer that is spoken to them, delivered to them on a soul level in physicality, and you can interact with. This is unbelievable. This is present in this moment. And Mr. Keshe has said many times that this is the last time that you will have a prophet present on planet Earth. So that's, for me, on a soul level, on a physicality level, that is quite an astonishing attribute, a creation, a beauty that we can interact with in this moment. Can you imagine if Jesus was present in this moment and his followers could actually speak the words and get an answer directly back? The same for Muhammad and Buddha and all the other prophets that have been present. It's always been handed down knowledge. So in this very moment, we have the capability to interact with creation, with the creator, or somebody that's sent from the creator, to interact with humanity on many, many aspects and many, many levels. And we have that ability right now. And do we understand the beauty that is present, that we can actually experience this? You can actually interact on a soul level and get a physical voice that will speak back to you and give you the voice of creation, the knowledge to you, so you can actually verbally hear it if you so wish. That is such a powerful thing. And I think we sometimes, even we've underestimated what is present on the planet in this very moment. And I know sometimes the message gets given, delivered, and then seems to go round in a few circles. But the essence of the beauty of the knowledge and the soul is unlimited. And it's for you as a present soul, for each and every single one of us, the totality of us, to understand the soul aspect of what is present with us in this very moment. So what is it? What is your deepest wish? What is the one thing that actually touches you as a soul that would elevate not only yourself, but would give to the other souls? And on a Thursday, we know that with the Knowledge Seekers workshops that Mr. Keshe has been delivering with Rick in his beautiful presence always, he's always present, and you can ask your questions at any time, and you have somebody that will speak to any one of us who has a question that is delivered through the heart and soul of the man. That is a real, a question from your soul that you need to know to elevate. And you can answer, and Mr. Keshe will answer on many levels. Obviously, he has to wear many hats, so there's certain questions he can't answer directly. But the fact you have a creator that will engage, will actually transfer knowledge on a scale that is global and beyond, as we know, is present for each and every one of us. So it's such an incredible gift to have this in this moment. And it's not just asking a little local question, even though that will be relevant to yourself, but it's asking the bigger questions of the soul of man and the soul of the animals, the creatures, the vertical friends, the environment, the planetary structure within its structure that is present within the solar system and the galaxies and the universe. Don't we all want those beauties that is within us, within our structure of the physicality, to be delivered and answered? And many of the questions have been answered by Mr. Keshe many, many times. But for the soul that needs to hear it in that precise moment, when you reach the field strength, you will deliver a question from the soul that Mr. Keshe, through the creator, will be able to give you your answer that will bring you to peace in this moment. And that's my point, really, is to bring that war inside yourself back into peace, back into balance. That's what this technology in exchange for peace is all about. So whomever you present yourself as, the one soul, that ray of light, that ray from the creation that you are the spark of, whatever the turmoil, whatever the war you have, ask the question, see if it can be resolved, see if it can make a difference, see if it can elevate you. And then once you receive that elevation, you will elevate nations, planets, solar systems, galaxies, and universes. Be the beauty. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you, Rick. And thank you, Universal Council, for always being so beautifully present. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear Dean. So beautifully you said, as you always do. Thank you for sharing the love always.
Thank you, Shweta.
This
Thank
is
you
the
for
most
all you
needed.
do, my dear. You do so many beautiful things,
Yeah.
Shweta. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So kind of you, my dear. This is the sharing of this love is the most needed thing now. This is the knowledge that if you are in love, you can understand all the knowledge, the compassion, the moral, the truth. Everything is love when we say so. Thank you. Welcome. If there is any beautiful soul else.
Salamia, do you have your microphone working yet? I've opened the mic here on the Zoom. I'm not hearing anything, so I guess there's still a transmission issue there. Okay, I'll mute again, and I'll lower your hand, and if you can get your microphone working, then we can reinstate that. Okay, is there anybody else in our attendees that would like to say something?
Can we have Salamia try one more time? She went out and come back in.
Could you hear me now better?
Ah, yes. Now we can hear you. Couldn't hear you at all. Yes.
It's so happy that we can hear each other. My message from our planet community today is a message of cooperation between United States, between Europe, between India, between Asia, Australia, and all the continents where people are living in harmony and in peace. All what we need is peace. Peace of the planet, peace at the soul level. I hope that India, with his prime minister, will bring a new world, worther, wiser, that our Occidental civilization and India will bring peace as a white elephant. I don't know if you know elephant. I hope and I wish for an entire planet to inspire from ancient writings of Ayurveda, of Vedanta, of Mahabharata, and all other ancient writings, holy writings, which has a core of wisdom, and in all is true. The truth is that we are in equilibrium and we are in peace at the soul level, and we need to create, to manifest in our real world the same equilibrium and the same peace as in plasma reality, the same in nature, the same in our human society created by human being, by the mind of human being. When our mind is in peace, we create the same reality in physicality as in plasma reality with the help of our thoughts, and especially with our emotions, intentions, wishes, which are from our heart, from our soul of physicality, and from our soul of man, together in harmony, in coherence, in balance, in equilibrium. This is a true, and when all the planet will understand this, peace will be everywhere, included in all areas, in all activities, in all hearts, mind, and body. Thank you very much. Much love, Rick. Much love, all the members of Universal Council representative, and also other type of members. I forgot now the name. Anyway, Romania is right now looking for peace, for peace declaration, universal chart, Magna Carta of peace at the entire planet, like Mr. Keshe wrote the Treaty of Peace. Now in politics in Romania, they are looking for such a concept to bring peace at the soul level, but also to sign in a paper. I hope that they will be enough wise to do this as soon as possible, to escape from spending a lot of money on military capabilities, taking money from food, taking money from water, from shelter, from health and education, and giving to destroying and to taking the physical body of our brothers and sisters. Be wise, international community. Please be wise. Take example from Keshe Foundation, which works for peace. And please sign this peace treaty at the soul level and also in physicality, to create as below, as behalf, the same below, as in plasma reality. We sign with our soul this treaty of peace, and also we create in our life peace. We create harmony, cooperation, understanding, sharing our values, sharing our material means, and sharing our emotion of being always good, giving from the soul to humanity, and thinking, writing, and also being all the time good. Peace will be on the earth only when we will understand this principle of goodness and beauty. All what is good is also beauty, and God is beauty. God is goodness. God is love. God is peace. Our creator Mitra loves us. She is a messenger of peace, and she put in all the hearts of her children this light of love and light of peace. This toroidal field is a unique, divine, feminine force able to create everything on this earth, creating from light in peace, love, and harmony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Salomia. So much kind words and loving words you said, you shared. We are present in all your wishes, my dear one. And of course, the white elephant you said. Here in India, we say Airawat, the elephant of the gods. So thank you again, my dear. Thank you so much. Salam.
Sweta, can I little?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there are many areas and countries in conflict now. But when you elevate this all souls included, and many times as talk about the souls leaders. Leaders is all communities. And of course, the peace included balance, included equilibrium, included harmony. Most important thing, and you understand and you elevate, you define your soul and expand your soul of the peace, close the cosmic rays for unifying all souls. Not only world leaders, the specific political leaders on specific areas or religions. Not talks about the religions, talks about the specific politicals. Is only elevate all souls, because all souls you define is we are the soul of the peace. And of course, whether you ask to peace, you ask a balance in the different areas for phenomena, for the climate or different things. Thank you so much. And thank you for that.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for sharing. Any beautiful soul waiting to share? We'll see.
Just, if I may announce, for every night at 9 p.m., we collectively expand our souls and direct it to whatever we want and to the soul for humanity. So for those who want to try expansion of their souls and progress in this way, it's free. You don't need the Zoom, but just look at the watch and come on in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any other needs and wishes in our chats here.
Then in this silence of love, we can go to the next slide, my dear. Hello. Here. We are here to serve, not to be served. With your heart and soul with love, dear beautiful souls. And again, I will say, welcome, 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 Suswagatam to the beautiful, beautiful, lovely energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. Give your heart, soul, a space of love. And welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of all souls in existence. And this is, well, I will say again, follow, join, add, love, merge in this knowledge of love in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. This is Shweta Anbar, UC Hindi language, a volunteer and knowledge seeker of Keshe Foundation. Thank you so much for being here, taking the responsibility of all that is, as we are never separate. And salam, namaste, salam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. And thank you all members of the Universal Council and support members who are here to present these weekly broadcasts. This one being the 312th edition of the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace, here on Tuesday, February 6, 2024. You see, our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, and that starts Wednesday, February 9th at 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is the same as 10 p.m. Tonight, February 6th, in Pacific Time, for those that might be interested. And that the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is open to anyone from beginners to experts in the plasma technology, and we cover all topics and tend to be toward the practical side of the plasma technology. So people are invited to that. And of course, we have the next Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up on Thursday, February 8th. And so far as you know, that'll be at the regular
Rick, next Monday, Testimonials.
Yes, and so that will be at the Knowledge Seekers Workshop will be at the regular 9 a.m. time on Thursday. And yes, we do have the Testimonials workshop coming up on Monday. Will be the date there. Let me see. That'll be Monday, the 12th of February. And it starts at 8 p.m. Central or European time. And people are welcome to bring their testimonials of the plasma technology. Perhaps you've had some change in your life, or some event take place, or some experiment you're working on that has produced a result that you would like to share with others. And the testimonials meeting is an excellent way for doing that sharing, and it's a way you can pay back for your receiving of the plasma knowledge that might have had an influence on your life. Okay, so now we're at the end of the show, and that means it's time for the flight.
And ladies and gentlemen,
music.
so dance.
Yes,
clap and dance, my dear one.
Let's clap or dance, and clap and dance our way into the day or into the night, depending on where you are. And thank you, everybody, for being here today. Okay. Thank you to Jedi Simon for our background image today for our workshop. And also thanks to Mark for being the co-host once again. Okay, Sweta, now's your chance to really jump for joy as I set up the video here, and bye everyone.
Jumping.